So did Donald Trump support the Iraq War? Democrats and the likes of Jeb Bush say yes. Trump says no. Let's try to figure out the truth. So the Iraq War began on March 20th, 2003. And the idea that Trump supported the war stems from an interview with Howard Stern, of all people, on September 11th, 2002. And for those playing at home, yeah, that's a whopping 6 months before the invasion. The facts were not all out. Public opinion was unclear. It was the first time anyone asked Trump the question, and in the following 6 months, Trump would change his opinion. People are allowed to do that, you know. So how did Trump answer when Stern asked? He said, "Yeah, I guess so. I wish the first time it was done correctly." And in case I didn't put Trump's emphasis on this well enough, let's listen to the interview with Howard Stern.
You know, it's also nice to know your enemies. It's lovely to know you and I have plenty of enemies. We love that, and that's fine. But you like to know who they are, at least. Here, we don't know. We really don't know the enemy.
You know, they're skulking around somewhere, and you just feel like you're sitting duck.
But we have an idea who the enemy is, and a lot of times the politicians don't want to tell you that.
Are you for invading Iraq?
Yeah, I guess so. You know, I wish it was. I wish the first time it was done correctly.
Right.
That is where the claim that Trump always and forever supported the Iraq War comes from. They don't report on any of the subsequent interviews where Trump loudly and forcefully said the Iraq War was a mistake. As an example, 50 days before the Iraq War started on January 28, 2003, Trump was already questioning the need to go to Iraq. He went on Fox News, yeah, the hawkish Republican cable TV network, to give an opinion that was completely contrary to almost every single journalist and commentator on the network. And in the interview, Trump said, "Well, I'm starting to think people are much more focused on the economy. They're getting a little bit tired of hearing we're going in, we're not going in. Whatever happened to the days of Douglas MacArthur? Either do it or don't do it. Perhaps President Bush shouldn't be doing it yet, and perhaps we should be waiting for the United Nations. President Bush is under a lot of pressure. I think he's doing a wonderful job. I think the Iraqi situation is a problem. I think the economy is a much bigger problem." So Iraq, important, economy, more important. Fast forward to the start of the war, March 25th, 2003. 5 days after the war began, Trump was already saying there were serious problems. The Washington Post reported an interview with Trump where he said, "If they keep fighting it the way they did today, they're going to have a real problem." Then, a little over a year after the war started, Trump was louder than ever in his opposition. In an interview with the Dallas Daily News, Trump said, "To lose all those thousands and thousands of people on our side and their side. I mean, you have Iraqi kids, not only our soldiers, walking around with no legs, no arms, no faces, all for no reason. It's a disgrace. No matter how much you hate Saddam Hussein, and obviously he was a horror show, he kept terrorists out of Iraq." So in my opinion, and what I think the truth is, we have a businessman tentatively giving his opinion on a war many months before it started, then learning more about the situation and changing his mind before the war even began. Then, mere days after the war started, Trump was already saying there were serious problems. And a year later, Trump was very concerned about the state and impact of the war. And now, over a decade later, Democrats and journalists, but I repeat myself, are trying to say he flip-flopped. And yet still no word on Hillary flip-flopping on gay marriage, the TPP, NAFTA, the debt limit, taxes, Cuba, Iran, Russia, gun control, sanctuary cities, charter school, or clean coal.